Nagendra Sanghapavaye Yogindra Vandyaya Cha Mohadvanta Divakaraya Bhagavat Padabhidham Vibhrate Tasmai Bhashakrite Namostu Satatam Purnaya Bodhatmane Om Brahmaham Yat Prasadena Mai Vishvam Prakalpitam Shrimat Swayam Prakashakyam Pranavami Jagatangurum Yah Paramatma Jagat Srishtva Pravivesha Punasvayam Tam Krishnam Pratyagatmanam Vande Gopi Manoharam Yasya Prasadadahamadvayatma Vishvam Samastam Mayi Kalpitancha Tam Sarvalokaika Gurum Sadashri Swayam Prakasham Gurumanatosmi Gurunam Charanam Bhojam Pranipatya Nirantaram Tatkripa Leshato Dvaita Chinta Kaustubhamarabhe Om. So now, in the vichara, contemplation of Tat Padartha, we understand the Lakshanam of Tat Padartha is of two kinds. One is called as the Tatastha Lakshanam, the other one is Swarupa Lakshanam. What is meant by Tatastha Lakshanam is Kadachit Katve Sati Vyavartakatvam, something which segregates the object clearly, and though it segregates and shows the object, yet that by which the object is segregated is sometimes present and sometimes not. So Kadachit Katve Sati Vyavartakatvam is called as Tatastha Lakshanam. Is called as Tatastha Lakshanam. Then, what is the Tatastha Lakshanam of Tat Padartha? Over there, we said Srishti Sthiti Laya Karanatvam. There was some thought given to this, that is every word in that Lakshanam required, and what would happen if any of these, even a single word from this Srishti Sthiti Laya Karanatvam is missing. Saying Karanatvam is not going to be sufficient, because if you are going to say something is the cause, then you obviously need to say cause of what? So the effect needs to be there. It is the cause. Cause for what? If somebody says this is a medicine, okay, this is a medicine. Medicine for what? Just this is a medicine, take medicine. Nahi hota. So for what? So similarly, it is a cause. Karanatvam iti ukte, there is nothing that you are going to gain. So Karanatvam, for it is a Srishti Karanatvam, the definition still will be incomplete. If you say only Laya Karanatvam, it still will be incomplete. If you say Sthiti Laya Karanatvam, it will be incomplete. And therefore, what you require is the presence of all the three to be mentioned, meaning Srishti, Sthiti, Laya Karanatvam. Srishti, Sthiti, Laya Karanatvam. All the three are required. Then the distilled meaning of this definition is Jagat Kartrutve Sati, Jagat Upadanatvam. Okay? Jagat Kartrutve Sati, Jagat Upadanatvam. So now, there is a very nice thing over here, but I will gloss over it, not go into the details. So now the question comes, the Purva Paksha who now is asking, say suppose if we simply say Jagat Upadanatvam, Parameshwara is the material cause of this world, what would happen? So in your Advaita Vedanta, in Vedanta itself, it will mean Mayayam Ativyaptihi. It would, that by only saying is Jagat Upadanatvam, okay? By saying Jagat Upadanatvam, what would happen? The definition will overspill into Maya. How does it overspill into Maya? By just saying Upadanatvam, that something you should read and come back with your homework. And therefore, in order to avoid this dosha called as the Ativyapti dosha, where is that Ativyapti happening? In Maya. Okay, you wanted to show what is Brahman, but you ended up showing Maya. So, Mayayam Ativyapti syad, and then Tadvaranaya Jagat Kartrutve Sati iti uktam. And therefore, in order to avoid this defect of overspilling into Maya, the part which is what? Jagat Kartrutve Sati, Jagat Upadanatvam. This helps us to avoid that dosha of Ativyapti into Maya. Now, in that same line, because he has introduced what are the three doshas in a Lakshanam. Okay, then comes the point that, say suppose, if to avoid the dosha you are giving Jagat Kartritvam, then might as well just use the word Jagat Kartritvam. Just use the word Jagat Kartritvam. Okay. So question is, so the dosha which was mentioned earlier of overspilling into Maya will not happen. So just use Jagat Kartritvam and that should suffice. So now he gives you the definition of what is Kartritvam, the doership. Okay, the makership. What is that? Kartritvam nama Upadana gochara paroksha jnana chikirsha kritimatvam. What is Kartritvam? Kartritvam means, when you say Kartritvam, it has got this meaning. Upadana gochara aparoksha jnana chikirsha kritimatvam. Say suppose, now if you take the example first and then we will come back to the definition. The pot maker is of course the cause of the pot. Okay, Karanam. Kulala has this Karanatvam of the pot. Now, so the Kulala, this Kumhar, pot maker, potter, has to have the direct knowledge of the clay. He has to see this is clay. If there is clay somewhere on the bank of the river, it is yet not there in his Kulala Shala. Okay? It is not there in his workshop where he is making the pots. So the indirect, there is some clay which is there on the bank of the river. Now, is this knowledge, he has the knowledge there is clay. Is that knowledge good enough for him to become the cause? No. So there has to be direct knowledge. This is the clay in front of me. So he has to upadana gochara aparoksha jnanam has to be there. Directly he has to know the material. This is clay. Upadana gochara aparoksha jnanam has to be there. So the clay is sitting in front of him. Where he is lazy, yeah. So he has to have, he doesn't feel like making the pot. Now, will the pot be still created? The material cause is there. Even the nimittaka, this fellow is also sitting over there. Will the pot get created? No. The second thing which is required is chikirsha. The ichha, kartum ichha chikirsha has to be there. He has to have a desire to create the pot, to make the pot. And therefore, along with the upadana gochara aparoksha jnanam, chikirsha also has to be there. Chikirsha meaning the desire to do. The desire to do, in our case, desire to make the pot also has to be there. So he has direct knowledge, he has desire, but there is no action. Would that suffice? Would that suffice? No. So therefore he has to have even the kritimatvam. Okay? Kritimatvam. And that is why what is called as kartritvam, kartritvam means the presence of all the three things. What are those three things? Upadana gocharam, aparoksha jnanam. The second one is chikirsha. And the third one is kritimatvam. If anything of these is not there, kartritvam will not be there. If any of these three are not there, then kartritvam will not be there. You get it? So therefore, kartritvam nama upadana gochara aparoksha jnanam chikirsha and kritimatvam is called as kartritvam. So, and by saying that Jagat Kartritvam, now the earlier dosha which was mentioned, what was that? The dosha of spilling into Maya will be avoided, because this Kartritvam will always rest in what? In the Chaitana Purusha, in a conscious being. That what is jadam, that what is inert, cannot have kartritvam. Where is the kartritvam always going to be? In the Chaitana Vastu, in the conscious being. Okay? Therefore, tacha chaitanyasya eva, this kritimatvam will always belong to the Chaitana. And ataha na mayayam ativyapti. Thus, by giving this part, the ativyapti which was taking place in the Maya can be avoided. So he says, then might as well just retain Jagat Kartritvam. The ativyapti of Maya is not taking place. So just say Jagat Kartritvam, and that would suffice. Why add the second part of the definition, which is Jagat Upadanatvam? Because what is our definition now of distilled definition of Jagat Srishti Sthiti Laya Karanatvam? What is the distilled definition?
Jagat Kartutve Sati Jagat Upadanakaran.
ठीक है. So Jagat Kartrutva itna hi keh dene se, just by saying Jagat Kartrutvam, the earlier dosha which was taking place of Ativyapti in the Maya will not take place. So now he says, if only Jagat Kartrutvam is said, then what will happen? Again, there is going to be a dosha. There is going to be a defect. And that defect is again of Ativyapti. But where is this Ativyapti taking place? Obviously not in Maya. Obviously not in Maya. Where is this Ativyapti taking place? The Ativyapti will take place in the Ishvara proposed by the Nayayikas. Okay? The Nayayikas say that Jagat Upadanam is this Anu and Paramanu. Okay? The last element which cannot be broken down any further is their Paramanu. So over here, the word Paramanu just does not mean atom, because even atom can be broken down. So Paramanu, according to the Nayayikas, would mean something which cannot be broken down. And by breaking down, what do you mean? The elements now which have gone into composition of that object are the cause. And therefore, if something can be broken down into those components, then they are the cause. They are the cause. And to break it down to that point where it cannot be broken down any further, which means that it is the final cause. And therefore, these Nayayikas are saying that the Paramanu is the Upadana Karanam. But these Paramanus may be sitting over everywhere. To put them together in order for this physical world to come into existence, you will require somebody like a Kulala who is putting them together. And according to them, Ishvara is that force which is doing it. So their Ishvara is definitely different from these Paramanus. And what is this Ishvara doing? The Ishvara of the Nayayikas is simply putting this, creating the world together by bringing the Paramanus. Okay? Now, this is the Ishvara, and this Ishvara is Jagat Karta, because like the Kulala, he has got Upadana Gochara, Aparoksha Jnanam, he has Chikirsha, and he has Kritimatvam. Therefore, Jagat Kartritvam is there in the Ishvara of the Nayayikas. But is this what you mean by that? Is this the meaning of the Tatpadartha? No. Ekameva syan, ekameva dvitiyam, sadeva somya, that Sadvastu, Parameshwara, is एकम एव. यहाँ पे एक नहीं दो की उपलब्धि हो रही है ना, परमाणु और ईश्वर की. Therefore, this is not the Ishvara which is the Jagat Karta of the Upanishads. And therefore, if you say only Jagat Kartritvam, the definition will spill into the Ishvara proposed by the Nayayikas. Okay, that's why ये गांधी जी की पॉलिसी नहीं चल सकती. तुम भी ईश्वर बोलते हो, हम भी ईश्वर बोलते हैं. देखो दोनों एक ही चीज ना, ये नहीं है. इसलिए जो दर्शन शास्त्र की बात है वो दार्शनिकों पे छोड़ दो, उसको पॉलिटिसाइज मत करो. अब ना पॉलिटिकल वेपन मत बनाओ. हाँ, ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम करके. नहीं भाई, नहीं 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 होता. Hence, the next dala, the second part of the definition, is also important. So by saying Jagad Upadanatvam, you can avoid the dosha, the defect of overspilling into the Ishvara of the Nayayikas. Therefore, in order to avoid the dosha of Ativyapti taking place in Maya and Ativyapti taking place in the Ishvara of the Nayayikas, you require both the dalas. Dala means the part, both the parts. And what are both the parts? Jagat kartritve sati, Jagat upadanatvam. Both of them are required. And so now you have the distilled definition of the Tatpadartha, which is now what? Tatastha Lakshanam. Now the Purvapakshi raises his objection, and he says, even by framing such a Lakshanam, this is Anupapannam, it is not reasoned out. If it is not reasoned out, might as well you could just call it a belief. We are not interested in what you believe in. You can believe in anything. Somebody starts believing, my father is a donkey. Now what? वो donkey से उत्पन्न हो गया. भाई मनुष्य हो तो मनुष्य से ही उत्पत्ति होगी. You can believe in anything. Belief is not what we want. We are interested in fact. So therefore, upapanna to karo isko. Reason it out logically, properly. So now the Purvapaksha says, it is anupapannam. It is not reasoned. And why could it not be reasoned? Because my computer is going to shut off. Because drishtanta bhava, because there is no drishtanta. For inference to take place, for reasoning to take place, you require a drishtanta. Like how? Like Vahnimanayam parvataha dhumatvat. The mountain is having fire because I can see smoke. And where did you see? Yatra yatra dhumaha tatra tatra vahnihi yatha mahanase, just as I have observed in the kitchen. So the fire in the kitchen is your drishtanta, through which the inference, the reasoning could proceed. And that's why you require a drishtanta in order for something to be reasoned out. So he says that since there is no drishtanta which says that which is the upadanam is also the nimittam, and therefore this to say your tatpadartha is jagat kartritve sati upadanatvam, that means abhinna nimitta upadana karanatvam is anupapannam, drishtanta bhavan anupapannam. Now the teacher is going to show that, well, it is in one line only, but this is going to shut off. Answer is yes, there is a drishtanta and it is sapramanam. And that's why this definition is upapannam, is logically reasoned out. So it is not bereft of any reason and left only for you to believe. I say hota hai. Nahin. There is a reason. Let's see that when we meet next for this session. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Bhadarayanam Sutrabhashyakrito Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Mahadev Mahadev. Thank you all.